Welcome to Aryavarta Epics, where we dive deep into the greatest and the most fascinating epics of India, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Today marks the very first episode of our Mahabharata series. And in this video, we'll uncover essential insights about the Mahabharata itself, its origin, scale, meaning, and how we will approach it in this journey. The Mahabharata is not just a story of war. It's a vast ocean of philosophy, ethics, devotion, politics, and human emotion. It was composed by the ancient sage Ved Vyasa in Sanskrit, and it contains over 100,000 verses, making it the longest epic poem in the world, more than 8 times the combined length of the Iliad and the Odyssey. It tells the tale of a dynastic struggle between the Pandavas and Kauravas, culminating in the Great War of Kurukshetra. But within it, we also find the Bhagavad Gita, timeless wisdom on life, duty, and the path to liberation. Over time, scholars and publishers have brought the Mahabharata to the world through several translations and editions. Among them, 3 are most widely recognized. Gita Press Edition, a spiritually faithful and devotional version used by millions across India. K.M. Ganguly Edition, the first complete English translation, formal and detailed. Bibek Debroi Edition, a modern, academic English translation based on a critical edition. For this series, we will be following the Gita Press Edition, which presents the Mahabharata with deep reverence, original Sanskrit verses, and simplified interpretations. The Gita Press version of the Mahabharata is published in 6 volumes, covering all 18 major parvas or sections of the epic. Each parva contains several smaller chapters. Let's start with the first volume of the Mahabharata. The first volume contains the 2 major parvas or sections. First, Adi Parva, the beginning. It is the first and one of the longest parvas. It contains about 19 smaller sections, such as Anachramatika, introduction to the epic and the storyteller. Sangra, summary of the Mahabharata. Paushya, short stories about sages. Paloma, origin of the Bhrigu lineage. Astika, a boy saves the snakes from destruction. Ansha Avatarana, genealogy of the Kuru dynasty. Sambhava, births of Pandavas and Kauravas. Jagrati Griha, the wax house plot. Hidimbavada, Bhima kills the demon Hidimba. Bakavada, Bhima kills the demon Baka. Chatraratha, Arjuna meets Gandharvas. Svayamvara, Draupadi's wedding. Vaivahika, the marriage of Draupadi to all Pandavas. Viduragamana, invitation to Hastinapura. Vanavasa of Arjuna. Arjuna goes into exile. Subhadraharana, Arjuna elopes with Krishna's sister. Harana, Arjuna's marriage with Subhadra and their return to the Pandavas' kingdom. Kanavadaha, Krishna and Arjuna burn down the Kandava forest to help Agni, the god of fire, leading to the construction of their capital, Indraprastha. Mayadharshana, the meeting with Maya, the Asura architect. So these are the 19 subsections of the first major section of the Mahabharata. Let's head up to the second major section of the Mahabharata, Sabha Parva, the assembly hall. After the Pandavas establish their capital at Indraprastha, they begin to rise in power, wealth, and influence. The Sabha Parva covers their political expansion, the creation of their magical palace by Maya, and the events that ultimately lead to the infamous game of dice. It contains 10 subsections, such as Sabha Nirman Parva. Maya the architect builds a grand and otherworldly assembly hall for the Pandavas in Indraprastha using celestial designs and illusions. Lokapala, Sabha Parva. Narada visits and describes the assembly halls of various gods like Indra, the king of gods, Yama, the god of death, Varuna, the god of water, and Kabura, the god of wealth, comparing them to the Pandavas' new hall, and urging Yudhishthira to perform the Rajasuya Yagna. Rajasuyaramba. Yudhishthira begins preparations for the great imperial sacrifice to establish his sovereignty. Jarasandavada. Bhima defeats the powerful king Jarasandha in single combat, clearing the way for the Yagna. Digvijaya. The Pandavas set out in all directions to conquer kingdoms and collect tribute for the Rajasuya. Rajasuyika. The Rajasuya Yagna is successfully completed. Krishna is honored, and tensions begin to rise. Aryavarta. A dispute breaks out over honoring Krishna with the ceremonial offering. Shishupala mocks him. Shishupala Vada. Krishna kills Shishupala after forgiving 100 insults, showcasing divine justice and his role as protector of Dharma. Dayuta Krida. Yudhishthira is lured into a dice game by Shakuni and Duryodhana. He loses everything, his kingdom, brothers, and Draupadi, leading to her humiliation in court. Anujuta. After the dice game. The second dice game is held. Yudhishthira loses again. As punishment, the Pandavas are exiled to the forest for 12 years, followed by 1 year in incognito. This is how the first volume completes with the 2 major parvas or sections. So, in these 6 volumes, we will find all 18 major sections of the Mahabharata. And inside each of those sections, there are many subsections. And inside those subsections, there are many chapters. That's how the Mahabharata is organized, step by step, layer by layer. We'll go through all of it together, one chapter at a time. The journey has just begun. In the next episode, we will step into the very first chapter of the Mahabharata, where the seeds of the epic destiny are sown. Please subscribe to Aryavarta Epics and walk with me through the greatest story ever told.